Welcome, Royal Family. You tuned into Healing Queens, the podcast, where the focus is motivation, support, and guidance for the growth of our queens and kings. I am your host with the most, your motivator, Emma E2K. Welcome, y'all. It is Healing Queens, the podcast. This is episode 96, and it's fasting from social media. Boy, is this a good one. Okay. So, as you know, the podcast is always about I have a conversation with somebody, and then I say that makes a good podcast. This is more than a conversation. This was I was watching online. I was watching church online. I couldn't make it, and I usually watch online. And of course, behold, the pastor asks us if we can fast from social media for a week, from Sunday to Saturday. By the way, in my mind, I was like, what? But then I felt like, that shouldn't, why am I nervous about that type of challenge, right? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get on. Let me stop right here and let you know about our sponsors. Our sponsors are Healing Queenz Inc, E2K Worldwide Services LLC, Scar City Music Group, bboutique.com, soberlife.com, As She Speaks Events, and Grace and Seal Notary. Thank you to our sponsors. If you would like to be a sponsor, please make sure to email us at contactus@healingqueens.org. Contact us at healingqueens.org, and we would love to send you our rate sheet. Thank you to those future sponsors, or even if you're thinking about it and you really want to support what we continue to do here with the podcast. At the end of the day, we are a nonprofit, 501c3. So we can be a tax write-off, if that's something that you need, and at the same time, you can be a blessing for us to continue to do what we do, and that's service our community of women and men before, during, and after their crisis. So we thank you in advance. Now, on to the topic of today. So I'm watching church online, and Pastor Christopher is preaching. Thank you, Pastor Christopher. And he's talking about the overwhelming information that we get from online, right? Especially from the social medias. You got your Facebook, your Twitters, your TikTok, all that, right? And I'm on all that. So as he's saying that, something, I'm not even gonna lie, something like in my spirit was like, are you talking to me, sir? Are you talking to me? And then he went on to challenge us for us to stay off of social media for a week, right? So I was watching it on Sunday. We're not, a whole week, meaning from Sunday to Saturday, 5 p.m. This podcast might come out like the same day. It might come out the same day that I already could go on social media, right? But it's been a couple days, right? It's been already like a week that I have not, or close to, that I've been on social media. The first couple days, I ain't gonna hold you, I'm never gonna lie. I was like, why do I keep going into these apps? I will go in and come back out, right? Because it was just a habit, right? And Pastor Christopher also expressed that his wife said it greatly, which was, it's not that it's hard, it's a habit, right? So it's a habit that we've already accustomed to, that as soon as we wake up, we reach for the phone. Well, the phone wakes me up, right? So I have to reach for the phone and turn my alarm off. Which then after that, I proceed to see all my notifications, and here I go down that rabbit hole, right? While I'm getting ready and stuff like that. So yeah, she's absolutely, Dr. Carmen, you're absolutely right. It's a habit, right? But like all habits, we can break our habits, right? It's just by doing other things and not doing the same things, right? So it took me, man, I ain't gonna hold you, like the first 3 or 4 days, I was like, so it did let me read more. And so we got into this book. Did I put the book? I was gonna show the book. We got into the book that explains what that is, about being overwhelmed and with social media, especially as a Christian, right? What it can do to us emotionally, mentally, and all that. And so it allowed me to spend more time, like quality time, with my kids and with my friends, and actually, instead of texting, but actually picking up the phone and having conversations with people, right? It felt good, but at the same time it felt weird and strange, right? Because again, I've already been into the habit of just reaching for my phone, because we reach for our phone for everything, to check the weather. If somebody asks us a question, we're reaching for the phone. Like anything that happens in life, we reach for the phone. We see something happening, we're reaching for the phone, right? We want to videotape, we want to take pictures. So everything is reaching for the phone. And then when we're in a moment, and then post into social media, right? Because we want to share with our followers and our friends, our fans, our families, right? And so I really did not understand how overwhelming it is to receive news from everywhere. Because as soon as I hear something happen, I go right into my social media. I don't go into the news. I go into my social media to see what goes on, because my social media will know first, right? And for a long time, this has always been my go-to until I've had the chance to fast. I fast food, I fast, shopping and other things. Don't judge me that I'm currently dealing with. But never from social media. Like I've been a day or two off it, right? Because I just get caught up and be lifing, not on purpose. But this has been the first time I purposely have kept from social media, like an entire week. Like I said, when this post is, I'll already be back on social media, because I'll be promoting this episode. But I thought it was going to be a lot harder. Not to say that I didn't go through my withdrawals and changes. I thought it was going to be much harder. And it was in the first day or two, like anything, like any habit that you're trying to break, right? Like any changes that you're making in your life. But then afterwards, like if I had to, from this point on, not go on social media anymore, I'm already going back to adapting that, right? Because prior to social media, there was a life, right? We can still email, we can still chat and stuff like that, right? We can do other things, not necessarily posting and showing what I have for lunch or for dinner, what I cooked, blah, blah, right? It was other things. So I'm grateful for the challenge. I'm glad that I really stuck to it, because it taught me a lot. I got to learn to do other things and found time for other things that I didn't have time for because I was too busy on social media. So I want to say this definitely was a positive experience. So much so that I would do it again, not a week, but I would definitely do like a weekend, right? I would take like a weekend and not be on social media for a weekend, or maybe 2 or 3 days. I wouldn't do a week now because, at the end of the day, I am an entrepreneur, and part of my business is being on social media, right? So financially, I will take a big hit if I continue to do a week. But I think it's very healthy every so often to do that. And again, I will practice this again. I won't do it a week, but I'll do it a day or two, or maybe just a full weekend, depending. I'm going to pray on it, and how God talks to me about it, or how he convicts me about some things, and that's what I'll do for my personal relationship, right? But my question is, how long can you be off social media? I need you to leave me a comment if you ever did something like this, on purpose. I don't mean like you had other things to do and you forgot and you didn't get on social media for 2 or 3 days because you were doing life. I mean, on purpose, say, I am not going to get on, and remove yourself. And I had to move my apps so it wouldn't be so accessible, because it's just a habit. I would just go in, I'm just going in. So there's a lot of rearranging that I had to do purposely put my phone somewhere else, other places. I noticed that my phone does not even ring that much, right? Because I'm more dealing with people through social media, maybe through Zoom or whatever. I just don't, engage like that. So again, I learned a lot of things about myself, a lot of things that I will change in the future, a lot of things that I will keep. But I'm glad that I did this challenge. I think it definitely served me right in my spirit, spiritually, mentally. It felt almost like a break, like a relief, right? I'm not getting every 5 minutes information. And so now moving forward, when I'm be back on, I'm going to really, really be more considerate of the time and what exactly I'm doing when I get on social media. I'm not just going to be in there just kind of, right? I'm in there for a purpose. I'm posting, I'm sharing, what am I doing? And then I'm off. So yeah. So overall, it's been a positive experience. And I wanted to share that because this is what I do with the podcast. So, like always, short and sweet, right? Don't forget the question that I posed to you. How long can you get off social media on purpose? How long can you say, you know what, I'm going to challenge myself and I'm not going to go on no apps for a whole week? Now, if your job requires to be on it, that's different. So you lose your job or get in trouble. I'm talking as far as for entertainment, right? And the continuous scrolling and all that. How long can you get off on purpose on social media? Please leave it in the comments. If you're watching through YouTube, leave it in the comments, or Spotify, wherever you're tuning into. Please leave it in the comments. I'm interested to know how long you could get off social media. I did it for a week and I didn't even think I could do it a day. So I want to challenge you today to take a step back. Social media is great and it can help us, but also it can overwhelm us, right? And you can overstimulate yourself. So do you need to pull back? Do you feel you have a problem or a situation with being too much on social media? Let me know your comments. I would love to read them, and I definitely will answer back. So guys, here we go again. Until next time, be amazing, be that light in the room. Take care of your mental health. However it is that you need to take care of it, address it. Don't ignore it. If you see that you're waking up and you're constantly reaching for that phone or reaching for those apps or whatever it is, do something about it, because you shouldn't let nothing control you, right? Control how you move and how you operate. So be that light when you walk in that room. Be amazing, be kind, because you don't know what people are battling with. Until the next time, peace.